a major breakthrough is happening where you're about to have literally everything you've ever wished for and more. We're getting this huge energy of the Ten of Cups, which is like a happy ending, amazing feeling. And look at them, they're all cozy near a campfire, laughing together as a family, and this kind of rainbow arch, the Ten of Cups. Yeah, and this change is happening in your physical reality as well, where you are about to have everything you ever wished for. As this shows, the metamorphosis, how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And there is a lesson you've learnt on how you can actually move forward in life and make the changes. And what you've learnt is how to listen to and honor your intuition here. And you've learnt to stop settling or stop diluting yourself or watering yourself down, for others. Or maybe you've decided, okay, this is how I really want to dress. This is how I really want to look. This is how I really want to express myself, regardless. And it's like, for example, if for a long time, let's say you haven't done a hobby that you really used to enjoy, like, for example, tennis or something, say something random, like tennis, and say you have given that up for a few years, and you, at the back of your mind and like in your heart, like you feel like you want to get back into it, but you're faced with all these limiting beliefs and anxiety about actually making the change, making that leap, taking that leap of faith, I mean. And one day you've just decided to honor yourself and literally just take that chance, take that miracle, that leap of faith. And that is exactly what has caused this huge shift to happen for you, or will soon, if you resonate with this, that you've decided to follow in the direction of what is truly in your heart. And let's say for the tennis example, you have picked up a racket for the first time in years. You've found like a court or a place where you can play or practice on the wall or something, with the tennis ball and tennis racket. And so I say this to say this is also very similar to what I talk about in my book that I've written, How to Survive a Glow Up, where that has been my life, what experience where for a few years I have like struggled with procrastination, the all or nothing thinking, the it's too late now sort of mentality. And I just decided to only like yesterday take a leap of faith and actually go for doing a hobby that honestly I have not picked up in, I'd say, 3 years almost. And I got back to that and I just pretended like I was very carefree and joyful like a child, and I didn't care about making mistakes or looking cringe or looking foolish. I just decided to let it be, even in that energy of uncertainty, in that fear of, I'm doing too much, or any kind of doubts I had. And I really did feel very happy that I did that, and that I decided to pick that hobby back up again slowly but surely. Whereas before I slowly, I gave up on it because I was so overwhelmed with other things going on and I couldn't find time for it anymore. And it's like when I stopped doing that, it's like a part of myself became diluted or watered down, which I am now feeling that spark again, slowly but surely. And if you resonate with something like that, then yeah, and I will get back to the reading to find out more, but I've decided to read out for you a part of, wait, I just blew something away. So I've decided to show you my book here, and this page is very relevant to what came up in the reading. So this is about limiting beliefs and actually making changes, because like I've said, nothing changes if nothing changes. Like nothing changes if you don't make the changes you need to make. So yeah, sometimes when you fall into the pattern of making things harder than necessary, it's your mind's way of trying to prepare you for the reality that it's conditioned into. And this conditioning happens very early, like early childhood, which forms and experiences which form the limiting beliefs. And so if you've had experiences where you've struggled with a creative task, for example, like I said, drawing in your sketchbook, and you make the plan to start drawing again, and then when it comes time to actually do it, you might panic because you're breaking that long-term habit of staying the same, which was you weren't drawing for a while, for example. But this time you are taking that leap of faith and you are choosing to actually draw. And I've experienced this, and that's why I wrote it out like this. It's like, it's so hard to actually jump into action and actually do that. But trust me, once you make that leap, like nothing will be the same. Like it will be so worth it if you know that's in your heart. So then, yeah, when you do take that leap, at first it does feel scary. At first it does feel uncertain, or like, oh, what am I doing, and but you have to take action before all these thoughts start, rushing into your head. As long as it's safe, disclaimer, like I'm talking about something safe, healthy, good, like things like drawing or, a hobby that is harmless but fun, Yeah. Then, so your mind registers this change, the taking action, as too drastic and overwhelming because it's not used to that. Yeah. And then you have to do it before all the excuses start, pouring in, like, oh, well, I could barely draw, it's gonna take so much to learn this and learn that, or oh, I'm too tired today. All the excuses eventually lead to inaction, and your mind therefore achieves its goal of keeping you uncomfortable. And like I said, this comes from early childhood conditioning, where your mind takes on whatever coping mechanisms that will keep you the most safe. But a lot of these coping mechanisms can keep us small, as we grow up. So that's why it's so important to outgrow things and actually make changes. Because people often assume, and it's happened with me as well, people will look at me and completely ignore or not even see how hard I've worked for years and years of my life. And they'll just assume I was born this way, I was lucky, I was raised well, and all of that, when they don't know there was a lot of things that I had to overcome, a lot of challenges, and everyone is going through something. Everyone has their own trials and tribulations in the world. Like, some could be more severe than others, but there is no way to judge people just by looking at them. Perhaps you see them as put together, or that they appear to be doing well or better for themselves. And then these types of people will assume, that, you got lucky or someone helped you out, which most of the time that's so rare for someone to just appear in your life and just be like your magical fairy and just be like, oh, I'm here to wave my magic wand and make your life better, put this together, put that together. Nothing will actually change until you change your habits, until you change your routines, until you make these changes step by step. Yeah. And yeah, I'd like to find out some more. What exactly are you all about to get? Like, everything that you've wished for that I'm allowed to know about, if we could get some clues. So wow, it does seem like definitely you are gonna experience closure and healing. You're going from the past where things were dark and gloomy to a much brighter reality where things are finally working out for you, because you are finally making the right actions, opening your mind to the possibilities, and paying attention to the signs that are around you. And this time you are actually reprogramming, or you're encouraged to reprogram your mind and free yourself from limiting beliefs. For example, like when I got back to that hobby that I was trying to learn years ago, that I just got back to literally yesterday as I'm filming this, I feel like that helped me realize what was really possible for me. Like, it helped me feel like, oh, if I managed to pick it back up and learn like a little bit from this, that means there's so much more I can do. And that's opened my mind to the possibilities. And it looks like you will be very like carefree, quite chill, and you will be a much more confident version of yourself with a higher self-concept. You'll feel quite noble. You'll feel in a good way, like you'll feel like very sovereign here, and you'll feel like there's meaning in your life again, and people will see you as more attractive and more magnetic. And it seems like, yeah, you are gonna get some type of rewards that you can actually see in your physical reality, but most importantly, in your heart, you will feel relieved, refreshed. You will feel like you found your meaning again, and you've been cleansed, like a blissful feeling, basically. And that's all I have for now. Okay, so for those that actually got to the end, this is my book here on Kindle, and it's free on Kindle Unlimited, by the way. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's called How to Survive a Glow Up from Performing to Living, and it's written by me. This is the cover. It's cutesy, like I like it. And so far it's just available as an ebook. I really did try to like make a paperback or something, but that was like so tough. Things were just not coming through together or happening. So I don't know when or if I will make one. And these are like the chapters. I think there was like 27 or something in total. Yeah. 20, 27, 28.